Hey guys, what's up? I'm Greg. I hope you guys are ready to unpack and get into some good conversations today.
And I'm Jess, and this is our podcast, Baggage Claim. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, Baggage Claim? How's everybody doing out there today? Thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time with us, welcome. Grab your favorite drink, whatever it is. If it's coffee, if you're driving, if you're not, and you're in the comfort of wherever, grab your favorite drink, take a deep breath, and pull up to the table with us because we're going to jump into some fun conversations about marriage. We're going to create some community. All those fun things in between. If you call Baggage Claim your home, you know the deal. Grab your drink. Let's get it on.
I feel like I need to take a deep breath.
Honestly, after you did that deep breath, you just made both Miranda and I yawn.
I know, y'all both yawned. I was like, am I that boring? Like, I'm watching you yawn.
Yawns are very much so contagious.
So this is a little different because I just want to start with saying it is a beautiful time in Georgia right now.
That's right.
If you live in
Minus
Georgia,
the pollinating that's
Okay,
trying
the
to kill
pollen's
us.
trying
Yeah, but the rain has helped a little bit.
A little. We need like 2 solid days of
I
rain.
could take that, yes.
what week is this? People, what is this the week
It is
of?
Masters Week.
It is Masters Week, and that is one of the best weeks of the year.
Oh, he's saying it's the
Love-
best week because it's Masters. We're saying it's the best week because the weather is good.
Well, the weather's good. I was thinking it's the best week because I'm on spring break.
It is.
Oh.
Jess is on
That's what
spring.
I was
We all
thinking,
have our
yeah.
own reasons.
Jess is on
Wow,
spring
what
break.
a lesson on perspective.
Right.
We're going to the beach for a few days to
Well, if
see
you're
Callie.
watching on YouTube, I have no makeup on. I have not washed my hair today, and my hat's pulled down really low.
And we usually
Here we
record
go.
on at night, like
Mhm.
Tuesday nights. So this is
The
the
middle
middle
of the day right
of a
now.
Monday, and we're just getting it on. I got my golf attire on for the Masters.
You do.
Uh,
Even your
I mean,
golf, hey dudes.
I even got my Hey Dude golf. My Hey Dude
Why are you
golf's here.
If you can't see,
Have you
his,
seen this?
his feet are now on the table.
My feet are, I put
trying
my
to
feet
show
on
you
the
his
table.
shoes.
So if you're on YouTube, if you're not a subscriber on YouTube, go subscribe.
Those
You
were
can see these beautiful feet.
they were a good surprise last
His
year.
shoes, not his feet.
Okay, yes, right.
Those
If you go
shoes-
Feet
Just to
Finder
clarify.
and look up-
No,
I'm just kidding.
no.
I'm kidding.
I got a lot of points for that surprise last year.
You did.
They
So-
are pretty sick shoes. I've already told you that today.
We will be coming home early from the beach to do the final round of the Masters party at the house. So if you're around North Georgia, around Gainesville, and you'll come hang out and watch the final round of Masters with us,
Hey, text us,
DM us, and I'll send you my
Absolutely.
address. You can come hang
Yeah,
out
come
with
hang
us and watch the Masters, the final round. So,
I feel like because we're everything's out of the ordinary right now, I feel like I can't really get in the groove.
yeah, it's
like-
going. Jess has been struggling so far in here today, so she may go off the rails and start talking about some crazy crap that
Or
we
I
don't
may
even know
just be
about.
silent and it will be the Greg and Michael show. Like, who knows?
Okay.
and Miranda show.
I am chopped liver.
Hmm.
And Miranda.
Why is
I
it
said
chopped-
Miranda.
Why is it chopped liver?
Why is it?
Why is it
chopped
just liver? Why don't you just say liver? Why is it chopped liver? Like, is
I'm
it
a
crap
liver.
if it's chopped?
When's the last time you ate chopped liver?
I've never eaten liver.
Exactly.
Oh, I have. They do fried. Are those fried livers?
Nope. That's chicken livers. Yeah.
Chicken livers.
That's one
like
of
fried
Thomas's
chicken
favorite
livers.
things.
I
I'm
fish
so-
with chicken
I
liver.
can't-
If you're in the South, they take chicken livers and fry them, and it's
I remember when I was growing up,
It's interesting.
my grandparents, Papa and Nanny, one of Papa's like most requested meals when it wasn't family night was liver and onions.
Mm.
And
It's
I
got
spent
such a different texture. I'm not even against the flavor. I'll eat it. That's fine with me. But the texture of the meat
I
is
spent
so
a lot
different.
of time there growing up, even as an adult. I spent a lot of time with Nanny, and I was there sometimes when she would cook it, and I'm like, why on God's green earth would he eat that?
Now I'm
So
about.
if you
I'm-
eat liver, you need to comment and tell us why it's so good. Because I
Yes.
would be interested in
Well,
Totally.
if
trying.
Thomas was here, he could tell us.
I mean, I'm about as Southern as you get.
Yeah.
Like I was born and raised here. I've driven tractors. I've rode cows. I've done the whole
You're a
9
farm
yards.
boy.
Like, but I can't like chicken livers and buttermilk are the two most Southern things I
can't eat
cannot
buttermilk.
do.
Just drink
Buttermilk?
it.
Yeah, buttermilk.
Buttermilk's
is a very Southern
very
thing.
Southern.
Yeah, it's very
It
southern.
is?
My
Yes.
grandmother used to drink it every day.
Yeah.
Like,
Just a
My
big old
grandpa,
glass of
my
buttermilk for
grandpa
breakfast.
literally would drink a glass of buttermilk and eat cornbread. And I thought it was the
Yes.
nastiest
my
thing on the
grandparents
face of
would
the earth.
pour buttermilk over cornbread and eat it like kind of like a cereal
God.
situation.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Well, there's buttermilk in our
I can see
refrigerator
it
that
going
his
well with
mother gave
cornbread.
us, that Greg's mother gave us because we were talking about making fried chicken.
Why not give it to me?
Well,
She's
I'm
like, you
about
don't have to worry about it
but we're-
going bad because it's already bad when you
but
buy it.
We're going to the beach, so
Yep.
we can't
True.
do anything with it.
All right,
So-
so,
butter.
Anyway, let's stay back on topic.
we've
We
already
were way-
derailed.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about something today that's kind of fun. We're going to get into question time. But for those of you who are out there, if you want to jump on our Patreon, we're going to record an episode on this where we're probably going to get into some more stuff that we're just not going to discuss here. It gets a little more, what would you say?
Just free.
Unfiltered?
Yeah, unfiltered.
Unfiltered, less guardrails. So like
Yeah,
we
just-
do, even though we do go off the rails a bit, we do always try
It's-
to bring it back.
We do.
When it comes to
Patreon?
Patreon, it's kind of like fair game.
Yeah, it's just like, be
We're just
prepared.
going to
I'm
talk
just gonna
about
tell you.
everything.
But anyway, let's
Okay.
jump into
Anyway. Question time.
man, that sounds good. Ooh, excuse
Ooh,
me.
excuse me.
I could actually sing today. It
Yeah.
worked.
Okay.
It's Easter. Man is on it.
Okay. So this is a question, and I can describe it a little bit better after I actually read it. And this is from a book that we've used this whole entire, how many episodes are we at now?
50 something.
Something. It's a couple's journal, A Year of Us, One Question a Day to Spark Fun and Meaningful Conversations by Alicia Munoz. And
What's
it's
up,
just
Alicia
been the
Munoz?
best. Okay, never mind. Describe the pros and cons of your most visible or most socially valued talent or skill. I'll read it one more time because I'm a teacher and that's what we do. Describe the pros and cons of your most visible or most socially valued talent or skill. I feel like those are two different categories. Your most visible skill or social situation, or the most valued. Those are very different to me.
I don't think so. I think mine kind of go hand in hand.
Well, it also depends on who's doing the valuing.
Oh,
That's true.
Because if you're
okay.
talking about what's your spouse's most valued talent,
Oh, yeah, that makes
because it could be completely different.
Should
Yes.
we switch it up?
No. I think mine, I am a social butterfly.
Yes.
Like, I do not thrive by myself. When I walk into a room of people, strangers mainly,
Mm.
I light up. Like, I get
Mhm.
excited.
Hmm.
And it just, it's fun for me. So I never meet a stranger. I can talk to anybody anywhere
Right.
about anything. It doesn't matter. I just enjoy it. The con to that is that I sometimes and most frequently forget that I have someone with me,
Yes. You do.
that being Jess most of the time. And I'm just off to the races, and Jess is not that
No.
way.
So that
And-
brings us to myself. My most, it's not valuable, it's probably the most visible skill. It's not a skill, but I am very quiet in social situations, and that can come off looking like you don't care, you're not into it. Or I'm a watcher, and I really pay attention to what people are saying, who they're sitting with. Like, I pay attention to the whole big picture. I don't jump in it
Yeah.
at first. It takes me a while. And a lot of people probably be like, I didn't think you were really nice when I first met you.
you
But-
get that
See,
you get that comment a lot.
I do.
Mhm.
I can relate to that big time.
But then after people get to know me, they're like, no, you're literally the sweetest person
You know what's
ever.
weird is when people get to know you, they like you more than me.
A lot of people do like
Yeah.
me more than you.
Mhm.
Mhm. If my hair's up, but I would toss
I like
it,
you both
toss,
equally.
toss.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, that is not true at all.
But I
You-
will say,
no.
everybody, it's
no.
it's
You tolerate me. You
Oh, are
It's-
you kidding me? That's not
Mm.
tolerated.
no, that's not. You just, you're not going to find someone who doesn't like Jess. Like,
I
it's
would
very,
agree.
very rare.
If they know Jess,
Yeah,
There's
if they know
no
her,
way.
they love her.
Mhm.
Me, on the other hand, different story. Like you,
Greg's like, they don't like me, and they know why they don't like
yeah,
me.
they're very specific in exactly why they don't like me. And
But-
I mean, it's that love-hate relationship. Either you love me or you're just
Being-
like, get that guy away from me.
No, being your spouse in the social butterfly scene, just watching it and then hearing other people's reactions, you want to, like, as a butterfly, you just want to flit around and talk to everybody in the whole room. And then some of those people feel like, well, he wasn't really engaged with me in a conversation. He was really ready to move on to the next person in the first 15 seconds.
But I'm not.
I know. I know.
Because we were there, we talked about this. My ADD really works well sometimes in
It
these
does.
situations because I'm in a conversation with a guy in the lobby of this church, and he's talking to me about the process of how they do this, this, and this. And I was like, okay, cool. But I could hear out of my other ear, Jess was in a conversation with someone else about something that had happened, blah, blah, blah. There was something, and I had a picture of that on my phone. So while he's talking, I just pulled my phone out, found the picture, and I just turned it to Jess. And I'm still talking to this other guy.
But that guy sees that.
And I'm engaged with her. And
Yeah. And he's like, oh, you're done with me.
But I wasn't. And I didn't make him feel that way. I didn't know. Maybe I tried not to.
You kind of did.
No. So it's,
Well, and it happens because I'm the same way. I'm kind of like, I've got feet in both camps because I am an introvert through and through.
Mm-hmm.
But due to what I do for a living and also what I do for a calling is
you're a learned extrovert.
I am very much a learned extrovert. So like if I'm at an event that I'm helping lead and I'm helping being a part of leadership of that event, yes, I'm going to go like be a part of what's going on. I'm going to help lead the room, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the lobby or whatever that is. And it's funny because Greg, you even had to ask me one time, we went to a concert. And I forget who it was. It was Larry Fleet.
It was
Yes.
either
Yeah, it
Larry
was
Fleet
Larry.
or
Yes.
Drake White because you went to both of those.
I think it was a Larry Fleet concert.
yes.
But then afterwards, there were a bunch of y'all's friends there.
Mhm.
And so we all went out to the patio outside the concert
There's
venue.
fireplace and
yeah,
like,
there's another segment of live
furniture.
music,
Yeah.
fire pits, couches,
Ways
all these
like
things.
conversational.
But it's also like a restaurant too,
Yeah.
all
Attached.
in one kind of like.
Yeah.
So we're out there sitting and I'm just chilling by the fireplace and like an hour goes by and I'm
By
like,
yourself.
I'm just watching. Like you said, I'm very much a watcher. I'm an observer.
Mhm.
And Greg comes up to me and he's like, hey, are you all right? Like, is everything good? And I'm like, no, this is great. Like, I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah.
But I don't know that you'd ever seen me in an environment where I wasn't leading.
Yeah,
That's
not
very
a
true.
whole lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
not
or
out like
or
that.
you and I both like because although I'm an introvert, I knew those people, so I was very much involved in those conversations, and I was like in the like quote unquote group.
Yeah.
But when it's you're the same way. Like if you know the people,
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm
you're
part of the
comfortable
group.
in the
That-
group.
yeah.
But if we're not comfortable,
I mean, that's like us here for Georgia games. Like,
Right.
yeah, we have fun, get rowdy, do our thing.
But if we're not comfortable, we're very much outside watchers.
Yeah.
Greg is like, nope, I'm here. Here we are. My name's Greg. Everybody be my friend. Miranda, what about you? I know the answer, but what about you?
I'm good at making myself invisible.
You
You're a
are.
watcher.
Yeah, you're definitely.
You're a watcher for sure.
Yeah. I'll text Miranda sometimes and be like, are you at home? What are you doing? Can I come hang out? Like,
Or
are you
bring
doing-
Lou over.
Yeah, you're doing
What are
something.
you
Y'all want
doing?
to come over here? Y'all come over here and hang out. Like, I'm just like, I got to get out. This is just to tell you a picture of my life, like where I'm at right now. I carry the trash to the
road.
to the road yesterday. So I'm pushing the trash up. I see my neighbor Mike. He's out there, and I'm like, Mike, what's
Oh,
up?
Mike.
And Mike's like, Greg. So we come up, meet, and then the other
And then
neighbor
Schultz
comes out.
over.
Yeah, neighbor, he's putting his trash. We hang out for like 5 minutes and just chat.
It's
And
like
talking,
it's a
I was like,
meeting of
"That
the
is
husbands."
Totally Greg.
I was
Yeah.
like, dude, we're going to the driving range this week. Like, let's get this done. He's like, okay. So this is like, I come back and I was like, yeah, I got to hang out with Mike for a little bit while I take his trash
Like,
up
of
to the
course you
curb.
did. You made taking the trash as social
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it's like that's my personality in a nutshell. So
But what has become, well, it's comforting to me. It's probably not for you as much. It may feel like you're dragging me, but like our roles in crowds, it took you a little bit to learn. Like,
yes,
I'm going to very much be under your wing and I will become more comfortable, but like that's just kind of become our roles as a couple in a social situation.
yeah, it did take a little. And then we have this social. We talked about this before, and it's so
Mhm.
funny. I love people, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of people you meet that I'm horrible with names.
Mhm.
I know the face, but it's hard for me to put the name of the face. So many times.
Thankfully, I'm good at remembering the names and the faces.
And so
However-
if Jess knows when I start talking, like
yeah.
literally as soon as I start talking, she can tell me either I know that person or I don't know that person. I
Mhm.
can remember. And sometimes she'll say, hey, so-and-so. She'll say their name, which means like, oh yeah, got it.
Yeah. Oh, I do
Um,
it on purpose.
Well, and it's crazy how that one trigger helps bring back all the other memories.
Yeah,
But
it really
I can-
does.
Because
I
it's
can-
like, okay, now, because it's like, I know this person, but it is not clicking in my brain. Then you hear their name, and it's like the flood of memories and every connection you have
But
comes
sometimes
all back all
even
at
connections from his life before me that I just have learned through either social media or like 1 or 2 interactions in the past 14
All right,
years.
nobody's going to hear this that experienced this. So we signed up to help greet at our church for Easter Sunday,
Yeah.
and so we're on the front doors, and we're getting
It
these
was so
sweet
much
ladies
fun.
come up, and I
These
knew them, and,
elderly ladies.
and they're just like, "Hey, Greg," and I was like, "Hey, what's up,
Hey,
buddy?
lady.
How's it going?
No,
Hey,
and
going?"
if it's an older lady, you say hello, ma'am, with your southern self.
Yeah, so I couldn't
Well, this
remember their
one
name. I knew who
specific
they were.
woman, she was on a mission to get in church, and she stopped and hugged and, hey, Greg, I hadn't seen you in so long. And as she was letting go of the hug, she was walking in the door, and I didn't get a chance to be
Because our normal MO is when we
Yes.
see that happening, I go,
I
"Hey,
walk
this is my
over,
wife, Jess."
and I'm like, hey, I'm Jess. It's so nice to meet you. And that's when they say their name to me.
And if you're that person who someone says, "Hey, my name's so and so," and you don't say your name back, I think you should lose social points. Like, I think there should be some kind of
Imaginary
penalty.
social
Like, you
points.
should have to pay a fine. To be like, "Hey, here's a $20 fine because you didn't say your name back." Like,
Oh, gosh.
because that's
Well,
anyway. So
I got a little bit scolded after church that day because you were like, you didn't introduce. I'm like, bro, as soon as she was letting go of you, like one arm was still on you and the other half of her was in the door. Like, I didn't get a chance.
So today we're going to talk about rolls.
Rolls.
Not the not jelly
Not
roll or
dinner
the
rolls.
dinner
Not
rolls.
dinner rolls, even though there's some really good dinner rolls
Ooh,
out there.
Texas
Damn.
Roadhouse rolls.
Oh.
Ooh.
Miranda could eat her weight in those things.
Mhm.
I could
Which is
eat my
weird
weight.
because I don't see
I know.
Miranda eat her weight in much of anything.
Much of anything.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like bread. Like if you took bread completely out of my
That's a
system, I think I
lie.
would be okay.
He doesn't like, no.
Just,
I
you don't
could-
like bread?
Mm.
I mean, I
On
can
a-
understand not liking all bread.
As a delivery device, yes.
I'll eat bread because you got to have in order to have a sandwich, you
Or
got
a
to have a
biscuit
bread.
with like
I
a
had
biscuit.
a
sausage
breadless
biscuit.
sandwich today.
You did, actually.
So you tell me, you're sitting down at like Texas Roadhouse and they bring out those rolls.
He'll
and they're
have
steaming,
maybe a half
and
of
it's got
one.
that honey cinnamon butter.
Oh.
You're not about to slabber like a whole tablespoon of butter on that roll and just
No.
put it down.
No.
No, he'll
I
maybe
use a
have
whole
half of one.
container.
Bro,
He'll have half of one so I don't feel bad about myself, but then
Jess
I'll
will
eat the rest
demolish
of the
the whole
basket.
I will put down the whole
Or when no
basket
Charlie's
myself.
was still open here
Yeah,
in
Charlie's
our town.
is-
Have you
Oh,
ever had fats?
Who?
Fats.
FATZ?
Yeah.
No, but I've seen it.
Those rolls were amazing.
Hmm.
Oh my.
I'm just not a bread guy. I do
I'm
love my
learning things
mom.
about you every day,
I
Greg.
do love my mom's cornbread though. Like I would dominate that, and I don't even like. I can't
I feel
really.
like cornbread's a whole category by
I
itself.
can't
though.
do milk.
Yeah, cornbread's not
Cornbread's
bread.
a very
Not
much a
bread.
South thing.
Oh man,
Um,
your mother's cornbread is
but-
up there with my grandmother's cornbread, and
Yeah.
that's saying a lot.
and I don't drink milk at all anymore.
No.
But if I go to my mom's and she has cornbread, I will crumble it into a bowl and pour milk over it.
Warm cornbread
Yes,
in the milk.
it's so dang good.
That's like southern. That's
Yeah.
southern cereal.
I don't. It is Southern cereal. It is,
Mhm.
yes. And
Yeah.
I don't do that much. But yeah. So anyway,
Anyway,
we're talking about rolls.
The actual rolls. we're
Yeah,
talking about.
actual roles as a man and a
ROLES.
woman in the household. So it's one of those
Yes.
interesting things. What'd you say? What's happening?
He
I spelled it, and
out.
she was looking at me like I was funny. And I was
And
like,
then I was
know
like,
I
oh wait,
spelled
no,
that
you
right.
actually did spell it right because I was still thinking about ROLLS.
I was homeschooled. I know what I'm talking about.
I'll
can
tell you this
spell.
about Jess though. Her teacher side loves
I love to correct.
loves to correct.
I can
Correcting,
understand that. Like, it makes
correcting
sense.
grammar, especially in adults.
It's like a turn on for her.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Well,
It's my
You
favorite.
can forever correct me.
Oh, I get corrected all the time, but I've got a point where I'm like,
I
don't
just have to
care.
correct your spelling when you type something out. Him though, I'm like, you said that wrong.
Yeah, she loves it.
All right, I've got questions for
Anyway.
the Patreon. We got to keep going because
Okay.
I'm going to get us derailed so
Okay,
fast.
sorry. All right, so
Okay.
we'll get into all
rolls.
this. We'll
So-
go other way. We need to get on get focused.
So we
and get on
talked about
point
our
here.
like roles like socially for you and I as a couple. But what we want to talk about is roles like as a husband and wife in the family.
Yes.
Because what we've learned over the years of just watching people and being people is that men identify as certain things and women identify as certain things.
Yes. whether they, and I know there's this stereotype, and I may catch hate for this, and
Oh Lord.
it's okay. I'm okay with it anyway. Women identify a lot of times in the household as the caregiver, and the man is the provider. In today's time, you have dual income families just because you have to do that to survive. And so it's it's one of those things. But even in those circumstances, when the woman still has a job, she's providing, the man is doing those things, there's sometimes these underlying roles and expectations that are there. And we've talked about those expectations, but I want to actually talk about, have you talked about with your significant other in the sense of, hey, what do you expect me to take care of?
Right.
And what do I expect you to take care of?
Yeah.
Like, what's your role in this relationship?
Yeah.
Like, because when we walk into a crowded room, I know my role is I'm going to lead this.
And then
I'm gonna lead this
and I'm gonna hang on to your arm. I'm just gonna tuck my arm and
I'm gonna introduce you,
and just
and
be
we're
like, here we go.
We're gonna go through this process. So it's like, okay, we get that, but what happens in our home?
Yeah.
Like, what happens with our kids? Because I remember so many times, and you told me this too. You're like, after you lost TJ, because you have that, like, wait till your dad gets home.
I didn't have nothing.
Yeah. So when dad was there, you're like,
oh my God, it's just me.
Did you call your dad? You're like, you got to come over here.
I did. I called my daddy. I was like, Dad, I need you. He was like, okay, what'd Thomas do now? Typically, it was a Thomas thing. And I was like, I would give him like a whole rundown, and he'd be like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And so, but yeah, I didn't have the, wait till your daddy gets home to this.
Because sometimes the dad is the enforcer.
Yeah.
And that they
I
take
remember
on
that
that
growing
role.
up. Wait till your dad gets home. I was terrified.
Yeah, and that's like the anticipation is
worse.
horrible.
It's worse than getting actually in trouble.
And if
It's the
Thomas were
anticipation.
here, he would say that the pop coming over to take Pop's belt off to give that spank or that whatever, that talking to
I don't
or
even
whatever
think he
it
would
was.
spank him.
He
Pop is
spanked
such a
him
baby.
one time. It took one time, and Thomas was like, they both were crying. It was just like, and both of them were like, we don't ever want to do that again. And it took one time. So yeah.
So we have these almost unspoken roles in marriages, in relationships, and we never really just sit and talk about them with our other spouse. And so what we want to do is just kind of spark the conversation and kick this snowball down the hill.
Yeah.
And see what comes of it, and say, just what if you just start talking about it?
Yeah.
Like, what if you just start the conversation?
I know that when we blended our family, we started off differently than a lot of blended families because you work for yourself. And at that point, you had sold some companies. And so you were available, not pretty much, you were available always. And so, the getting into the rhythm of going to school and I forgot this or I need that, or like you were readily available. And that's not normal for a lot of marriages, blended families or marriages in general. And so then when you did go back to work full time, it took there was little growing pains for us to figure out.
It was, but even then I still had a lot of time. Because I think when I did go back to work full time, it was at a church. But that's the other thing too. That's again, talking about roles. A role for me, a huge, huge priority with me is I want to have a job that allows me to have time with my family.
Yeah.
And I know when I say yes to significant time with my family, I'm saying no to probably a pay raise or a promotion or those kind of things. I'm like, but that's okay. I'm not. This is more important to me than that. And sometimes in roles, like men never really stop to think about that. And so many times, and if you're a guy out there and you're listening to this, first off, I want to say, guys, get off your freaking high horse of thinking that you don't need help. You don't need a third party, somebody to speak into your life.
You don't have it all figured out.
No. And if you think you got it all figured out, you're so freaking far behind. Just stop, bro. Just get somebody who's in your life who can be open and honest with you. So I don't care if it's about mental health, money, relationship with your wife, whatever it may be, wherever it's at, dude. If you're not that big that you can ask for help. But so many times
you shouldn't be
right. But so many times as men, we think about, no, I have to put up this tough front that I've got it all figured out. I've got these things done. But we take this role as provider, and then we take something that God's giving us, a gift to be able to do this, and we turn it into something that's not great. It becomes our identity.
Knows who you are.
Yeah, like you get a group of guys together within 5 seconds
Mm-hmm.
of actually talking about the weather or why they're at there. The next question that comes up,
So what do you do?
yeah, is always, so what do you do for a living?
Mhm.
And so as men,
That's so true.
yeah, we
Mhm.
identify our identity with what we do, not who we are, but what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we do it so much that when we lose our job or things go wrong at our job, we get all jacked up in our head, and then it affects us as people, which again affects our home life because it affects our wife and our spouse and our kids, because our identity is tied to that job where they pay us money, not with something deeper than that.
Yeah.
And so as dudes, I want to encourage you to just kind of hit pause
Mm-hmm.
and say, who am I? Like,
Yeah.
it's if you hang out with a bunch of guys and you be like, hey, Michael, man, what's something you're passionate about right now? If there was money was no limit, what's something you would do? If I asked that question, a bunch of guys would be like, I don't know.
No, it would.
Well, I think either one, they would have an immediate answer because they're truly passionate about it
Mhm.
and they wish they could do more of it,
That's true.
but they don't get to.
That's true. Yeah.
Or yes, you're absolutely right. It's I'm so far down this road of I only do this. I just for what I do for a living, that they don't ever do what their passions are.
Right.
Yeah. And then on the flip side for women, it's not, I mean, most, like you said earlier, most women now, we do work full-time jobs. There's kind of few and far between where there's women and young moms that get to stay home full-time. But we still anchor our identity in our children
Yeah.
and our home and those kinds of things. We don't have a true identity of our own selves. It's so in a group of men, that's what you said, but in a group of women, so tell me about yourself. Well, I've got 4 kids and they're this an age old, and it's like, oh, and also I'm a teacher. You know, those kinds of things. Like we get wrapped up and forget that like we're actually people too.
Right. Well, it's because as crazy as it is, you get drawn into your kids' activities, their life, their social life,
Mhm.
their sports, whatever it may be. Guys do this too.
Which
Sometimes
isn't
with
wrong.
sports.
It's not
No,
wrong.
it's not
And that's
wrong
what
to
I was
do
just
that.
thinking in my head too. Like when my kids were little, when Thomas and Aaron Grace were little, I had spells of time where I was a stay-at-home mom. And they were my life at that point, and play dates and, you know, those kinds of things. But
I think for me, though, the question is, how do you manage that in a healthy way?
right.
So
Well, and I
that
was
that
gonna
doesn't
ask-
become the,
I was going to ask, even before looking at how do you manage that in a healthy way, what are the cons of falling into that and living in that?
Well, I feel like you forget you're a person. And I'm looking at Miranda because right now you have the absolute blessing.
The
Of
most
being a-
adorable kid.
Oh my gosh. Of being a stay-at-home mommy with Lulu. And I mean, she is your life right now. As you're checking the monitor in your hand, it's nap time for Lou. But what would you say are the pros and the cons of that right now for you?
Well, the hardest part, I only know Thomas's career as a firefighter, and that adds a whole nother layer to
That
it.
is so very true.
So it's really hard because he also has a second job that
Mm-hmm.
he works 9 to 5 most days on his off days
Mm-hmm.
from the fire department. So like we don't really get to see him much.
Right. So you and Lulu have your routine pretty down pat. Not
Mhm.
pretty down pat. It's like a machine.
Yeah.
Well, she's very good at her cues.
Yes.
So she's made it be
well,
a
we
machine.
were literally over there last night. We went to hang out. I was doing some projects around the house, and it was winding down. And she's like, "They're like, do you want to go to bed?" And she gets her blanket and her little stuffy. And was just like,
And she
yes.
nodded her head
Shakes her
yes.
head yes.
And then pointed and then started walking to her room.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
I
I
was
was like,
well, okay, there
Yeah.
you go.
yeah, she's time to go to bed.
Well, even when y'all got here today and it was time for her nap and it was like, you ready to go night-night? And you picked her up, Greg, and she had her stuffy in her blanket. She laid her head down and nodded her head yes. I was like, okay, well. But so she's made your routine pretty down pat.
Yes.
But you've also been really in tune to that, which has been like a big focus for you. So have you found that it's hard to navigate being like yes, you're mommy 24 hours a day, but then you're also a wife when Thomas is home. Because you've got your routine. I feel like I know when I just interrupted you. I asked you a question and I'm still talking. But when I was a stay-at-home mom and TJ would work, 10 hours a day and he would come home. And yes, you want him to dive into what you're doing and help and hands-on, but it was like, no, I got it. I know I got it. You I got it. Like, do you ever feel that way?
Yeah. But I also, because of what he sees, to me, it's like you need to decompress.
True.
Which it
Yeah,
might
but
be coming from.
I get that.
Let me just do it.
Right. Right.
But I think you can have that in every job. I'm not saying
There's a balance.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not saying firefighters are different, but like firefighting here in Hall County is 95% medical calls, 5% fires, and even out of those 5%, there's probably like 2 that are actually fires.
Right.
So it's basically an
It's
EMT.
a lot of medical.
Yeah, a lot of medical stuff. But it's time they see some weird stuff. But a lot of times they don't. I mean, a lot of times they just hang out with dudes and again, I am not slamming our firemen because I love you guys. I love what they do.
And
I'm
where
just
we
saying,
live,
I think there's a balance even in like if you're not a fireman, you're a police officer. There may be days where you don't see anything. There may be high stress days. So it's like figuring out as a dude, figuring out what that balance looks like. So how do I decompress? How do I share with you that I need to decompress? Like, this is what I saw. I need some time just to kind of chill.
But then again, I think it also comes back to being able to separate your identity versus what you do.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
On it. And I say that again, because I agree with you, not to take away from the things that they go through or that all of us go through, whether you're a guy or a girl working at a full-time job. Because, I mean, you may have a job that's incredibly demanding, regardless of technically, quote unquote, what you see or what you don't see that day, depending on the stress of your job. But like, there may be days you need to decompress, but also realize your identity is so much more than just what you do.
It's very true.
That hit me when I lost my job. I didn't lose it. I left my job and I was like, okay. When I left that, and it was weird for me. Like, it was a weird internal.
Was there like a redefining of your identity?
Yeah, I just didn't know who I was. It was just weird. People were like, what do you do?
I don't know.
Nothing.
That's a good question. It's like, it's a weird, it just, maybe it kind of opened my eyes to it, to say, because it's crazy. We give our life to that thing as a job, but I mean, they very easily can replace you. But as guys, we stake so much into that, our identity of who we are, how we act. It's just scary.
And two, when you don't know you're doing it 9 times out of 10, but when you lose yourself and your identity of what you do outside the home, you lose sight of what your value is inside the home. I feel like sometimes.
I would agree with that, because so many times you're going to, as a couple, like, staying connected just means you have to be more intentional. You have to work harder at it. The more kids you have, the more intentional you have to be, and the harder you have to work.
Yeah.
If you're busy at it, to just constantly, because we've said this 1,000 times on here, and I said it to our kids, and I'll say it to you, your kids are going to leave. And it's going to be the 2 of you. So if your identity is found in what you do, is found in your kids, when they leave, where's your identity
Or if
found?
your identity is found in how many different sports you can take your kids to and be involved in, and out of state this and all
I would
those
just say,
things,
be careful.
That is going to come to a screeching halt, and it's not going to matter.
I would say be very, very careful with that. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying have a conversation with each other. Why are we doing this? What do we hope to get out of this? It's fun. You're going to have experiences. We had fun traveling with Thomas doing mountain biking
We did.
on weekends, and it was great. Did we think that was going to be his future? No. We knew what it was going in.
But did us and the 3 other kids have fun doing it? Most of the time.
Yeah, most, not always.
They got to see a lot of stuff. They got to be involved in a lot of things and make extra, friends that they wouldn't have made other places. But the thing that is so hard to keep in mind when you're so in the thick of it, especially if you've lost your identity and who you are versus what am I doing for my kids? Well, when that all comes to a screeching halt, or when your job changes, or when you retire and then all of that's over, then what?
Well, I like to pose it this way. And even in a sense, like I look at my surroundings, the environments I've been in. One, just being in ministry, you hear many stories all the time of, parents working with their being empty nesters, basically. But then also in my personal experience, like my parents, watching them work through those transitions of life stages. And I mean, yeah, some of it was great. Some of it was hard to work through, even as a child who's an adult, parents working through that, seeing the differences of how we interact, all of that. But then it makes me question this, like, as we raise kids, we constantly help work them through to the next stage of their life. Whether it be, okay, well, what do you want to do for college?
Oh my
do
God!
you want to go to
Sometimes we want to
college?
do it for them so bad. I just
And we
listen
want
to
to
me.
help work them through the stage they're currently in to help them be better and the best they can be in the next stage. But who's doing that for parents?
Who's doing that for yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
We do all these things. Even when our kids are in college, we're like, okay, well, hey, what do we want to help? What do you want to do with your life? What kind of job do you want to have? What kind of life do you want to live? We help people work into and prepare for their next stage of life. But for parents, who invests in that?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Who teaches us how to learn? And part of that's me saying, I don't know because I'm not a parent.
Yeah.
But also look at those friends of mine around me and my brothers and people who have kids who do all these things. Who's teaching them how to live their next stage of life?
Well, it's easy to get caught up in the hype of all the stuff that's going on. When you get in, like when your kids get into sports, it's easy to get caught in the hype of all of that. Next thing you know,
schedule and
you're,
the busy and all of that.
yeah, you're busy and you're crazy. Because as guys, we go back to that thing again, talking about guys. And if I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times. And men, this is one of the excuses we hide under, is we say, well, I want my kids to have it better than I did. I want my kids to have it better than I did. So that's why I work so hard. And I was like, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Like, what do you mean you wanted them to have it? You want to be able to
have
buy them a brand new car when
I
they
was
turn
just
16?
going to say, you want them to
Do you
have a
want them
nicer car or play more sports or have nicer clothes?
So when
Okay,
they-
why?
when they ask for something, you want to be able to buy it for them, no questions asked. I'm like, stop. I'm asking, and I'm not saying those things are wrong.
No, they're not.
I'm actually saying stop and ask yourself the question, why? Why do I want my kids to have all this crap?
Yeah.
As opposed to them having my time and having me. And if you say, well, they have me and they have all the time, I would say BS.
No. Yeah.
You give up something to get something. That's very, 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 very rare. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's very rare that it does happen. So I'm just saying all I want to do is go, just slow down, tap the brakes, and ask a question. What are we doing?
I would
And
much
why are we
rather
doing this?
I have 4 kids and then the in-laws and grandkids that come along. I would much rather them be able to say, G and JJ worked on giving us their selves and their time instead of every time I say I want something, they gave it to me.
Well, when we live in a pretty affluent area,
We do.
and you go to a high school and you see $50,000-$60,000 cars sitting there, and you see, I mean, all of it. And I'm not slamming. You worked hard. You may have worked hard. I don't know your
Maybe. I don't
situation.
May have won lottery.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I always tell Jess, I was like, how are you setting your kid up for success when they're
For
that
real
young
life.
and you're giving them that? I was like, just because you can buy them that, does that mean you should?
Yeah.
I'm just asking the question. Don't be mad at me. If you're mad at me, then that's fine. And if you're pissed and you're going, well, I make enough money, I can do what I want. You are 100% correct. You can.
Yeah, you can, but
But
you're
I'm just
teaching
saying,
your
is
children.
is that the best thing to teach?
Right.
And so as your kids will emulate everything you do, from how you work, how you talk to each other, how you run your household, how you discipline, how you handle conflict. All those things are what they're watching. They're sponges and they're soaking it up, and they're going to do the same thing. So
if we kind of switch gears to an unpack thing,
yeah, we need to switch gears.
something that you told me the other day that you had read, or I don't know if you heard it or saw it on YouTube or whatever, about gray-haired divorces. It really was shocking to me.
Yeah, it's one of the largest growing sectors of divorce that are happening now, and they're calling them gray hair divorces, which means kids move off, they go to college, they went through high school, they go to college, and then parents, these parents are staying together till then, and then they get divorced when the kids leave and go off to college.
That is so heartbreaking.
And it spurs from this idea
of what we've been talking about.
Yeah, all the things we've been talking about. And they lost connection, and they get to the point where I don't know you, I don't even love you.
I don't even like you.
All those things.
Well, your identities are based on two complete different things.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And you don't know each other anymore.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us, and I know that our story's different, but we have always worked really hard to make sure we have date nights at least once a month. And, you know, they could just be like grab Taco Bell and go home and watch a movie, or we would have an overnight somewhere. But once a year, we would go off for a week in the summer just to make sure that we stay connected, because we had 4 kids together that were literally within 4 years of each other. And it was very, very, very busy. And we could have easily gotten lost in some of these traps that we've been talking about. So I think that one thing that's really important to remember is to stay connected.
Yes. I think if you want to know the unpack for this, be connected to your spouse and be intentional.
Yeah.
Intentional and connected. Those are the two
And
things
being
I would tell
connected
you.
does not mean you live together.
No, it's not
No.
your roommate. That's
Nope.
I'm having in like good, like the conversations for like, hey, when the kids leave, what's something you'd love to do? Like what does a perfect Saturday look like for you? And a lot of times I know you may be in the thick of it and your Saturdays are spent on ball fields right now.
Right.
I get that.
We lived it.
Yes. There's going to be a time where they're not. But I would also tell you there's going to be a season. If you don't have a season throughout the year, even in fall, winter, spring, if you're playing ball 24/7
That's a problem to me.
all year round and
In
you
my
don't
opinion.
have that time, I'm going to say you probably ought to tap the brakes and figure out why are you doing that? Like, what's the end goal? What are you after?
Yeah.
It's just so crazy how that has become the norm, and not loving your spouse or saying no to a kid playing something and saying yes to a family has not become the norm. It just it baffles
Well, I
me.
think it all comes back to identity.
Yeah.
Individually, it all comes back to the roles and identity that we play. Because doing that, and you've said this many, many times before, if you're gone every weekend, that's not wrong. But if that is what's taking over the identity,
Yeah.
then the method in doing it is completely wrong. But if the reasonings behind it and your hearts towards each other and your each perspective of your identity is built on something that is stronger, doing that's not an issue at all.
And we've always said this, everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Your job, great thing. Could be a great thing. Your traveling and doing sports, great thing. When it becomes everything, and there's not a weekend you're at home, there's not a time you're not working, there's not a time. Say you love golf. If every weekend I'm playing golf, I'm not spending time. There's a time where it's like there's moderation.
Yeah. Or
in
two
life,
of your
just period.
2 of your kids are doing travel sports, and you've got multiple kids, and okay, well, I'm going to go with this one to wherever, and you're going to go with this one to wherever. It's like, okay, well, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Just know that it'll take a toll on you.
It will.
Be intentional to try to keep that from not. So we're going to wrap up here.
Yeah.
We're going to continue this conversation actually on Patreon. Where we're going to dig in and get a little more unfiltered. And so if you want to hear more, you can go jump on Patreon, listen to those. Make sure to go to our website, unpacktogether.com. We got some new stuff coming. We're going to have a baggage claim audit there to kind of see where you are in the you versus us versus family.
Don't forget, we've got merch too.
You can go check that out. Get the merch. Go check all that out. Thanks for subscribing, listening, doing all those fun things. So love you guys. And anything else to add before we go?
Go Dogs.
What else?
Go Dogs.